While you're used to lusting after real estate, we bet you never gave much thought to apartments built around actually inspiring lust. The best bachelor pads in movies are always fully tricked out to impress the ladies. But for this list, we wanted to consider other factors like space, views, architecture, and icon status. So get ready to dim the lights, put on some music, and enjoy our top 10 movie bachelor pads. Number 10, The Apartment. While The Apartment in this 1960 classic isn't much to look at, we had to include the quintessential bachelor pad. Jack Lemmon's Bud Baxter allows the bigwigs at his corporate job to use his modest Upper West Side apartment for various extramarital affairs. Bud is content offering up his place for this upsetting reason until he falls for the charming elevator operator, Shirley MacLaine. So while the interior isn't the fanciest on this list, and this movie's plot hasn't really aged well, this apartment gets points for location, its large windows, and its status as an icon in the bachelor pad movie lexicon. Number 9, Pillow Talk. Released in 1959, this might be the original bachelor pad as we know it. Tricked out with all kinds of switches to set the mood, Rock Hudson's Playboy character shares a party line with Doris Day, only to eventually fall for her in the end. His place is pure bachelor, including a spiral staircase to the bedroom and switches that control the lights, locks, music, and sleeper sofa. It's vintage charm, and the fact that a major plot point encourages him to redecorate is why Pillow Talk lands at number 9 on our list. Number 8, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Another more modest pick, but Matthew McConaughey's place reminds us of how actual modern bachelors might live in New York. It's a perfectly fine apartment with a functional kitchen, a terrace, an early-aughts standard multi-CD player, but there's also plenty of bro touches like the TV in the dining room and the basketball hoop in the living room. We probably like this one even more for the scenes where Kate Hudson tries to give it a girly makeover by adding plants and pink everything as one of her ways to lose her guy. Every bachelor's greatest nightmare. Number 7, American Psycho. Speaking of nightmares, the apartment in American Psycho is definitely the location of some truly upsetting acts. Still, we can't help but lust after Patrick Bateman's ultra-modern space. Clean lines and minimalist decor make sense for a man who has so much going on underneath the surface, but it's still an aesthetic that we can get behind. Not to mention his industrial-style kitchen and spacious bathroom, which are not things that exist in any New York City apartments we've been in.
Very nice. Look at that.
Number 6, 2 Weeks Notice. In this 2002 romantic comedy, Hugh Grant plays a playboy real estate developer whose heart is eventually melted by Sandra Bullock's tough lawyer character. Prior to falling for Sandy, Grant is living the bachelor life in a penthouse of a Tribeca hotel that he owns where the elevator opens right into his apartment.
Well, I own the hotel and I live there. My life is very much like Monopoly.
That paired with his insane closet full of suits, full bar, and huge fireplace make this a solid choice at number 6 on our list. Number 5, Arthur. While this 2011 remake of the Dudley Moore classic is not what you call a good movie, the apartment where Russell Brand's man-child lives is pretty sick. Look past the partying and you'll notice the apartment has awesome arched windows, massive bathroom and dining room, a boxing ring, a dream movie screening room, and the piece de la resistance, a levitating bed. It's tacky and over the top in every way, which is exactly what we'd expect from a bachelor pad. So Arthur takes the number 5 spot on our list. Number 4, Notting Hill. Hugh Grant again. Grant's character actually shares this pad with a single guy roommate, and double the bachelors, double the fun. It's floor upon floor of English charm, starting from the blue door to the galley kitchen, all the way up to the roof deck overlooking the titular neighborhood. It makes complete sense why a movie star would seek refuge from a scandal in this cozy home, granting Notting Hill the number 4 spot on our list. Number 3, The Dark Knight. When Wayne Manor is destroyed in Batman Begins, Bruce Wayne has to move into Gotham City proper and chooses this stunning apartment. There is a massive wall of windows, a helicopter pad, what looks to be a ginormous fire pit, and a labyrinth of passageways that allow him to change into Batman and confront the Joker. And that's just the apartment. Of course we have to mention the new Batcave, which counts as part of the pad, right? Can you imagine the Super Bowl party he could host there, with that wall of TVs and all of that space?
Oh, you have no idea.
All this to say, it's clear that Bruce Wayne knows how to do a bachelor pad right. Number 2, Big. This might be a cheat since technically Tom Hanks is a 13-year-old boy in this 1988 classic. And can a 13-year-old be considered a bachelor? But we couldn't resist including one of our favorite movie apartments ever. This Soho loft is every kid and adult's dream, with its hardwood floors and huge open floor plan. But it's what Hanks does with it that makes it really awesome. His decorating scheme of inflatable dinosaurs, arcade games, vending machine, basketball hoop, bunk beds, and trampoline make this apartment a no-brainer for the number 2 spot on our list. Number 1, Down with Love. While yes, this movie couldn't exist without the apartments and pillow talk, the modern upgrades make it take the top of the ranking. Renee Zellweger's place is incredible, but it's Ewan McGregor's mid-century modern dream space that really wins this list. It's got incredible views, a rich color palette, and plenty of switches that control music, lights, and a couch that turns into a bed. Oh, and did we mention the bar that appears from nowhere? Bachelor Pad Cool at its best.